How cool are Pokemon Nintendo 64s? They've actually changed the shape of the console to fit Pikachu on there, and then they've got a power switch in the shape of a Pokeball, and then the reset button is Pikachu's foot. And this one's got Pokemon printed on it. This is the one I remember. This one came out in a couple of PAL regions, including Australia and I think New Zealand. I played one of these at a friend's place. I was very jealous. Mine looked like this, and I really wish it looked like this. North America got this one, and Japan got two colours, orange and light blue. I actually thought for a long time that the two blue consoles were the same colour, but with a different sticker on the front. But once I actually got one, they're different. Other than being Pikachu flavoured, there are a couple of functional differences between the Pikachu 64 and a normal one. The normal Nintendo 64 has an expansion port on the bottom. This was hardly used. Only one official device supported this, the Nintendo 64 DD drive. Other than that, it was just piracy devices. So understandably, the Pikachu version doesn't have this. And the second difference, where's the power light? This is my favourite feature of these consoles. The power light is Pikachu's cheeks, and it flashes for about 15 seconds and then it'll go solid, so it's not just flashing the whole time you're playing. I want to see what makes Pikachu's cheeks flash. Let's have a look. Whoa, that was lucky. There's a connector here. It's got a little board here. Look at that. If that connector hadn't been there, I probably would have just torn the wires out of the board just then. This little board here was built especially for the Pikachu consoles. All it does is make the cheeks flash and then stay on, and that's it. They've designed it using a couple of just off-the-shelf logic chips and some resistors and capacitors and stuff to make them work. And look, this is where the power light's supposed to be. This main board here is exactly the same as the normal Nintendo 64 one. It's not special for this console. I am interested to know where this wire goes. Got about 10 years worth of taking screws out to get the board out of this console, so I'll skip that for you. Oh, it's still got the expansion... It's still got the expansion port on the bottom. They just haven't put a hole in the case. So it's literally the same motherboard as a normal Nintendo 64. And they've just soldered this wire on here to one of the controller ports. Wow. Okay. Pikachu's cheeks are powered off controller port number 4. I didn't expect that, but sure, it's the closest place, I suppose. All of the power's the same everywhere, so whatever. I'm amazed that that's there though. They omitted this part, but not this. That's crazy. Oh, you know what it is? It's because they needed it for support for the top half of the cartridge port. It's all one assembly. So getting rid of it means they would have had to put a whole new cartridge port design in it as well. It was too hard. Well, that's pretty funny. I'm going to take this board the rest of the way out now, so we can get a proper look at it. Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's just two LEDs that poke into Pikachu's cheeks. I want to power it up outside the 64 just for fun. There we go. And after a while, it'll stop flashing. It doesn't need to be in the 64. It doesn't need the 64 working at all. It's just power in from the controller port, flash a bit and stay on. Oh, Pikachu's cheek fell out. Let's put that back.